Is Atlanta-based Coca-Cola putting sugar back into its popular carbonated beverage? CNN's Maribel Aber joins us now from the NASDAQ market site in New York City. Good morning to you, Maribel. This all came to light thanks to a social media post from the president.
It did. Good morning, Chesley. It's just better. That's what President Trump said in that social media post about Coca-Cola made with cane sugar. So Trump yesterday said Coca-Cola had agreed to use cane sugar in its drinks in the U.S. Trump had said he had been speaking to the company about switching to the sugar, and it agreed with his idea. Now, at the moment, Coca-Cola has not confirmed a change, only saying it will have details on its new offering soon. A spokesperson said, quote, "We appreciate President Trump's enthusiasm for our iconic Coca-Cola brand, a Coke that's produced for the U.S. market. It's usually sweetened with corn syrup, but the company does use cane sugar in other countries, including Mexico and some parts of Europe." So, Chesley, there is a fundamental difference in taste between the real glass and the real cane sugar. It just hits different.
Yeah. You get a chance to do it. You have a Coca-Cola factory here, and it does serve some with the cane sugar. It does taste different. You're absolutely right. More from the White House. We need more clarification on this. Is Fed Chair Jerome Powell close to being fired?
Okay, a lot of talk about this yesterday, Chesley, but President Trump denied he had plans to fire Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell. The denial came just hours after media reports said Trump told some Republican lawmakers he did plan to fire Powell. Trump said while he didn't rule out anything, he thought it was, quote, highly unlikely that Powell would be let go. Now, the president and some in his administration have been attacking the Fed chair for not lowering interest rates. Powell has stressed the need for the Fed to be patient as it gauges the impact of Trump's tariffs on the economy and job market. So lots to watch there, Chesley.
All right. Let's talk about the cost of health care. It keeps rising, of course, and now it looks like workers could face higher deductibles and out-of-pocket costs next year.
Chesley, employers plan to shift more of the cost for health care to workers next year. This is according to a survey, and it comes from human resources firm Mercer. A little more than half of those surveyed plan to increase their employees' share of the cost for health care. That could be from higher deductibles, as you mentioned, for workers, or an increase to the annual out-of-pocket maximums on health plans. Now, health care costs are expected to rise for employers next year. One area of concern are anti-obesity drugs, which are surging in popularity, but also very expensive. Chesley, check this out. Nearly 2/3 of companies with 20,000 or more workers provided coverage for the drugs in 2024. And then 44% of employers with 500 or more workers provided coverage for those anti-obesity drugs as well. Very popular, but very expensive, Chesley.
All right. Finally, 3 crypto regulation bills working their way through the Capitol Hill right now, but it hasn't been easy.
Quite a day for these bills yesterday, but legislation on regulations for cryptocurrency are moving forward in the House. This after a day of negotiations with some House Republicans opposed to the measures. So the trio of bills are supported by President Trump and the cryptocurrency industry. The legislation was tied up yesterday in a battle of changes made to appease a group of lawmakers opposed to the measures. It was this marathon to get the bills moved along. The legislation was tied up for 10 hours before it finally moved forward. That set the record for the longest open vote in modern House history. The previous record was set earlier this month. Now, a final vote on passing one of the bills could come as early as today. And Chesley, a vote today could mean big implications for crypto stocks and the broader market. Wall Street will be watching to see if regulations clear a major hurdle. Taking a step back, what's going on here, Chesley? Okay, the need for creating a regulatory framework for crypto firms. It's muddy, if you will. And while we don't have a crystal ball, the one thing we do know is this: the markets don't like uncertainty. So we'll be watching all this very closely, Chesley.
And you hit it right there on the head, right there. All that uncertainty, yeah, which makes me go, I don't know. I just don't know.
Hold on.
Right, absolutely. Maribel, thanks so much for joining us. Really appreciate it.